What's going on, Stim Junkies? High-Stim Ace here, and I'd like to start off by wishing each and every one of you guys watching right now a very happy High-Stim Saturday. Now, in case you guys haven't noticed, this video is dropping on Saturday evening, which is very out of character for High-Stim Ace. Usually I drop my Saturday videos around 11 or 12 a.m., never at this time in the evening. And there's a reason for that, and it actually ties in directly to the product that I'm going to be reviewing right here, right now. What I'm going to be reviewing today is probably one of the most hyped products from Project M supplements. Now, you guys know that Project M has a lot of different pre-workouts, a lot of pump formulas, a lot of nootropics, just a lot of products in general. But this one here has been hyped up for a very long time. They've been teasing it on Instagram. It actually resulted in them being taken off of Instagram, so they do have a new page. I'm going to link it down below. But this right here, boys, is the all-new 2-amino isoheptane capsules, also known to the common man as DMHA. You Stim Junkies watching this channel on the regular, this one is for you. Let's not waste any more time. Let's roll that freaking intro. When we come back, we are going to discuss in great detail the all-new 2-amino caps from Project M supplements. Alright guys, so looking at the little container we have here, it says 2-amino isoheptane in front. You have a nice little angry looking skeleton on the cover. And looking at the back, it tells you that you're getting 50 milligrams of 2-amino, aka DMHA per capsule, and you're getting 30 capsules per bottle. Now, I'd like to mention that whether it was an error in the print or in the manufacturing, you're actually getting 60 capsules in here, okay? So I don't know if they're going to change it for the next production. I don't know if they intended on having 30 or whether it's a typo. I'm not really sure about that, but you are getting 60 capsules in here. It's regular clear white capsules, no food coloring, nothing like that. And you are getting 50 milligrams per capsule, which is actually really good because it lets you kind of work your way up. You could start with 50, build it up to 100, or even go crazy 200 like I did last night. Now, the experiences were very, very different. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this one here is very, very potent. No Jugglin's Regia, none of that natural BS. This here is definitely the synthetic lab-made yum-yums that you know and love. But you should be careful because this thing hits much harder than your typical 2-amino. We're going to discuss it. There's a lot to be said. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get talking about the experience. So I've been sitting on these caps for about a week and a half. The product is officially out, but it is not listed on the website, and more about that a little bit later. I'll let you guys know where to pick this one up with a discount code if you are interested, and I think you will be interested, but there's a lot to be said, and this review is not going to go in the direction that you expect it to go because there's a lot that needs to be said about this one, and it is going to tie in to last night because originally I was supposed to be recording this review last night and drop it for you today in the morning. Clearly, that did not happen, and there is a reason for that, okay? So I've been sitting on this one for about a week and a half at this point, and I usually like to space out my DMHA uses, usually take about 3 days in between or so, which is why I took about a week and a half to run it at 3 different dosages. First time was 50 milligrams, just 1 capsule with my morning cup of coffee. Did not use it for training. I used it as a nootropic for work on a Monday morning to kind of get me going, get the ball rolling, get me in that dialed in, illicit headspace, and really help me get into work and do what I got to do on a Monday morning. You know how it is when you're transitioning over from the weekend, you're in party mode, you're having a good time, you're relaxed, you actually get to sleep, and then suddenly you're back waking up at 6:15 in the morning, 6:30 a.m., and you're out of it, and it's Monday, and you got paperwork, and you got a whole bunch of stuff to deal with. So I did it once like that, and I really liked it as a nootropic. We're going to talk about that experience in a moment. The second time I ran it at 2 capsules, 2 caps of the 2-amino isoheptane DMHA, and I paired it with the National Lampoon's Intake Pre-Workout, which, by the way, I did just review. If you haven't seen this review, check it out. It is live on the channel. You guys can go on my reviews playlist. I always link all that information in the video description below. Now that brings us to yesterday, which was Friday, running it at 4 capsules, 200 milligrams of DMHA with one of my favorite pre-workouts from 2025, wrecked by Huge Supplements. And spoiler alert, it got me wrecked. And that is the experience that we definitely need to talk about because most people, when they run DMHA capsules, most people will run it at 200 milligrams. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, that is not a smart decision, and I do hope you watch the entire video because there is a lot to be said. So without further ado, guys, let's begin with the 50 milligram experiment. So about a week and a half ago on Monday, I decided to run this for the first time. Took my morning cup of coffee. I do believe it was a Starbucks K-Cup. Nothing too fancy, nothing too bougie about that. But I paired one capsule, and I did that at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Usually I wake up 6:30, 6:40, do a couple of stuff, and then I had my coffee around 7, maybe 6:50, 6:55. But I took the capsule with it, didn't take anything else, no nootropics, no pump formulas, nothing. I didn't take it for training. I really took it for work. I really wanted to get in a good mood. I really wanted to kind of transition over from the weekend, put myself in a nice positive headspace. And I figured 50 milligrams of DMHA is nothing. Hell, you got pre-workouts in this day and age that go up to 300 milligrams of DMHA. So in the grand scheme of things for high-stim, 50 milligrams ain't all that much. Boy, was I wrong. Now, most people are going to be running DMHA at 200 to 300 milligrams because, let's face it, there are pre-workouts that go up to 300 milligrams of DMHA. And for us stim junkies, you guys watching the high-stim channel, 200 to 300 milligrams of DMHA isn't a big deal. But this is where this product differs because, first of all, the feeling you get on this is entirely different than any other 2-amino that I've personally ever used in my life. Now, I've tried the Dark Labs Euphoria capsules back in the day. I've reviewed it, one of my earlier reviews, and I do believe that product was discontinued, but from what I heard, it is coming back. I don't know if it's going to be the same label or not, but for the time being, this one here had me really excited, and I know a lot of people were waiting for this drop because a lot of people loved that old Dark Labs Euphoria, and there wasn't really a substitute up until now. So 50 milligrams, I figured with a cup of coffee, not going to be such a big deal. Now, this is where the product differs from Euphoria and from any other DMHA that I really had in the past, because this thing, even at 50 milligrams, will hit really, really hard, way above its weight. And it's an experience that lasts, and I'm not even kidding, probably 8 to 10 hours. First of all, the DMHA here is super pure, super potent, it's super strong. Now, obviously, I didn't put on a white lab coat. I didn't go to the laboratory and dissected myself with goggles and a microscope. I don't do that stuff, guys. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a lab geek. I'm a gym bro. But based on my body, based on my knowledge and experience with these products, how it affects me in the real world, in the gym where it matters most, I can tell you what I think of this product here. 50 milligrams feels like 100, 125 milligrams of DMHA straight up. It is a very delayed type of DMHA. It's going to take about 35 to 45 minutes until you even start feeling it. You're going to take the cap, whether it's with a morning cup of coffee or a daily driver, and you're not really going to feel much for the first 30 minutes. Really not going to feel anything. It's at the 35, 40, 45 minute mark where this thing starts building, and you're going to get the head high coming in. It builds relatively slowly, so it's not going to smack you right off the bat instantaneously. But you're going to feel that head high coming about. The head's going to float off your head a little bit, light, warm, tingling sensation throughout your body. And at 50 milligrams, for me, this was great. Definitely something you could run in the morning with a morning cup of coffee or with a daily driver type of product, something that's basically just like 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine and nothing else, and it's going to be a great experience. Now that brings us to the second experience, which was 2 capsules with the intake pre-workout. Now, if you haven't seen this review, once again, it is on the pre-workout reviews playlist, which you can see in the video description below. So this here's the daily driver. It's nothing too crazy. You got your clinical dosage of citrulline, beta-alanine, and a couple of other stuff, 250 milligrams of caffeine, a little bit of theobromine, but you also have the 2 grams of L-tyrosine, which gives you this really nice nootropic focus that lasts the entire day. So I took this one also on a work day, but I did a little bit of calisthenics where I woke up and then I biked to work. It's about a 20-minute bike ride. So I did take the 2 DMHA capsules with it. So 100 milligrams of DMHA, which again, by stim junkie standards, that's not considered such a crazy high dose. But whatever you're seeing on this label here, if it says 50 milligrams per capsule, double it because that's what it's going to feel like. So when I took 100 milligrams, 2 capsules with that intake, it felt like I took 200 or 250 milligrams of DMHA. And again, this is very, very slow release. And when it hits you, you're going to be freaking wired. I took this one. I did some calisthenics in the morning for about 20 minutes right here at home. Then I biked to work, had about a 20-minute bike ride. I was freaking wired. I literally messaged the owner of Project M Supplements and I told him, bro, this is crazy. I'm wired right now. When I'm telling you wired, I mean freaking wired up the wazoo. I was super speedy, super energized, but there was no negative side effects. No shakes or anything like that, no anxiety, maybe slightly elevated heart rate, but really other than that, there was nothing negative. Stimmy Willy is there, obviously, probably coming in at about an 8 out of 10 or something like that. But other than that, no real delayed urination, no negative side effects that would come with those high dosages of DMHA. So 100 milligrams for me, 2 capsules was a perfect sweet spot. And again, this is essentially a full day experience, 8 to 10 hours. You're going to feel it and you're going to be on one. So if I was any other reviewer, I would have just left it at that. I would have come on here, recorded the review, running it twice, and giving you my thoughts on it. But obviously, this is the high-stim Ace channel. I really like dissecting things, running it numerous times, breaking it down. And I know that a lot of people would ask me, Ace, how come you haven't ran this at 200 milligrams? 200, again, is kind of the standard DMHA dose in 2025 when it comes to a lot of these illicit gray area pre-workouts. So people, I know that people would be calling me out and saying, Ace, come on, why are you not running it at 200 milligrams? So yesterday, Friday, I did just that. I took one of my favorite pre-workouts from 2025, Wrecked by Huge Supplements, and this one has massive clinical dosages of pretty much everything. You got the pumps in here, you got the nootropics, you got the strength output ingredients, you got the taurine, you got everything you need, and it also does have 1 milligram of alpha-yo, which isn't a crazy dose. It's just enough to kind of give you that extra energy and stimulation, but without getting you hopped up, without giving you any negative side effects or anything like that. Taken this pre-workout numerous times, never, ever had any issues with it. And I've stacked this one in the past with other DMHA. I've stacked this with DMAA from Carolina Chemical. I've stacked this with more alpha-yo. So I know that the experience I had yesterday, which by the way was a very negative experience, I know that this wasn't due to the pre-workout. It was purely due to me taking 4 capsules of the 2-amino isoheptane. Now, yesterday was a bit of an off day for me. For whatever reason, I was very tired when I got home from work. I got home at about 2:15 p.m. Friday is a shorter day for me. I work half a day, but I was super tired. It's been a long week, been going through a lot. It's super cold here in New York City, and I was very out of it, which was actually a perfect opportunity for me to try something crazy. The Rec is already a great pre-workout, and then taking 200 milligrams of strong DMHA on top of it, I figured, you know what? Today is the perfect day. I'm going to get to the gym around 3 o'clock, get in a good 2.5 hour workout, get home around 6, ride out this crazy euphoric wave for the next couple of hours, and then go to sleep and then get ready for high-stim Saturday. That was the initial plan, and I was going to record the review yesterday. However, I had one of the worst experiences in my life, and when I tell you guys that it literally made me feel like I was going to die, I'm not even exaggerating, because I started feeling very off about 35-40 minutes after taking the drink. I mean, completely off. I felt the initial energy coming in from the Rect pre-workout, which again, I've ran this pre-workout numerous times, all right? This is my second tub of the new formula. Never had any issues with it. So I felt that energy, the nootropic kick coming in, the beta tingles were there. Everything was fine for the first 15-20 minutes. But then when I got to the gym, I started feeling this real sickly type of feeling, almost like a nausea that was starting to slowly build up, and it came with an extra dose of fatigue, almost like the opposite of what you would expect from 2-amino isoheptane. Usually DMHA gives you this good mood elevation, this head high, and you just are super determined and energized and feeling good. You want to listen to your music, you want to bop, you want to pump. I felt the exact opposite. It really reminded me of the time when I ran the new Gorilla Mode pre-workout, the Gorilla Mode Lightning, the one which has 13.5 grams of L-tyrosine in there. And because it was such a massive overdose, it gave me the opposite effect. Instead of giving me this sharp laser focus and dialed in determination, it just made me groggy, out of it, spaced out, fatigued, lethargic. And this here was the exact same experience. It's almost like I overdosed on the DMHA. And I know it sounds so silly because 200 milligrams of normal DMHA for most people is nothing. Even for casuals. I mean, I literally gave my buddy Maniaco the other day, someone who's never taken anything other than C4. I gave him a full dose of Maniaco, which has, I think, close to 300 milligrams, if I'm not mistaken. And he handled it just fine. I mean, he was hopped up, but he handled it just fine. For whatever reason, I'm telling you, the DMHA in here is very concentrated, it's very pure, it's very freaking strong, and it's very delayed. So it's going to take it like close to an hour to actually start feeling it do its thing. And then when it's actually doing its thing, it's going to last for 8 to 10 hours. So I got to the gym, started feeling nauseous, started feeling very lethargic, lightheaded, almost like hearing bells in my head. It was a very uncomfortable feeling. I did not feel comfortable in my own skin. And I tried pushing a little bit. I was going to do a little upper body, but I felt so nauseous. I said, you know what? Let me do a little bit of legs instead. That way I'm not stressing out my upper body. And let me just hit a little bit of legs. Try to do some calf raises, was not having it. After 3 miserable sets, I went to the leg press machine and I literally just loaded up 1 plate on each side because I didn't want to push. I didn't want to exert myself too much, but literally every time I pushed, I felt this knot in my throat, like I was gonna puke right then and there. So I said, you know what? This is not gonna happen today. I gotta go home. I gotta take some L-theanine, maybe have a banana or something light, take a hot shower, and hopefully, this thing is gonna pass me by. Unfortunately, it did not pass me by. I got back home around 4 o'clock, 4:15 yesterday, feeling absolutely terrible, feeling like I was on some bad trip. I really was reminiscing almost in a way. It reminded me of those days like 7, 8 years ago where I was super addicted to pot and I would smoke myself stupid to the point where I literally couldn't even function. I was kind of tripping over myself, and luckily I managed to bike home in one piece. I didn't get into any accidents, but I got home, I took that hot shower, which did help a little initially, tried to eat a little bit, but I couldn't even eat. I had like 2 or 3 bites, and then my stomach suddenly started feeling so heavy, and I just felt terrible, guys. I felt nauseous, I felt sick, I felt weak, lethargic, and my head was spinning like I was hungover. It was not a good time, okay? And literally, I can only attribute it to the 200 milligram dose of 2-amino because I didn't have anything else throughout the day. There was nothing I ate that would have messed me up. There wasn't a pre-workout I took. Again, I've taken rec so many times in the past and never had any issues. So it was purely due to this, and my body was basically not responding well to it. So I ended up going to bed at around 8:15, 8:30 p.m., woke up the next morning, aka today, at 9 o'clock. So I slept for about 12 hours straight. Still a little groggy when I woke up, to be honest, but I ended up just washing my face, eating something light, and running Excelsior today just at 1 scoop because that always sets my mind straight. And thankfully, it did really fix me up. I went to the gym today, had a very good workout, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, but I took it very easy. I still felt a little nausea, if I'm being honest, but between the light workout I had today and the Excelsior kind of balancing me out, thank God I am back to normal today. But boy, was that a freaking terrifying experience, guys, and I would not recommend it to any of you guys. So I'm going to tell you right now, this product at 1 or 2 capsules is amazing. It's a whole day experience though, so prepare for it. Do not run this in the evening time. Do not take this for a 6 p.m. workout because you're not going to be able to go to sleep. This is going to stimulate you both on a physical and on a mental level. So this is something that needs to be respected. 1 to 2 capsules is fine. 2 capsules, in my opinion, is the cutoff point. Now, I know a lot of you stem heads are going to watch it and you're going to tell me, you know what, Ace, I can handle 200 milligrams. By all means, guys, if you want to run it at 4 caps, you do you. It's 2025. I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you my personal experience and how I responded to it at that dose, and it wasn't a good time. So I hope you guys take heed of my warning, but overall, this is a product that you could run at 1 to 2 caps, whether it's a nootropic with a cup of coffee, whether you run it with a daily driver. I personally wouldn't mix this with anything that has yohimbine or alpha-yo or other DMHA in it. Take this with a basic ass pre-workout. Take it with something like an Apollon Gym Classic. Take it with like a Panda Supplements pre-workout, a C4 for the lack of a better idea. Literally take this with anything that has like 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. Definitely stack some pumps on it to help with the blood flow, to kind of help with the vasoconstriction. And for the love of God, do not take more than 2 capsules because this thing hits hard, okay? So it is no joke. Now, you guys are wondering where you could pick this one up, right? Because if you go on the Project M Supplements website or on illicitsubs.com, it's not listed on there. And unfortunately, our good friends over at Project M Supplements have been dealing with some issues. Certain wandering eyes are looking at the website and they've had their Instagram pages taken down. A lot of bullshit in the industry when it comes to these things, okay? And we know all about that. But if you guys are interested in picking this one up, you can hit me up on Instagram at high-stim or email me, high-stimace@gmail.com, and I'm going to send you their catalog and I'll get you in touch with them and you can pick it up from them. Say that Ace sent you. You will get that discount code. They will honor it. And I think you guys will like this product, again, as long as you are responsible with it, okay? I am not a doctor, but I am telling you that you have to be responsible with these products because you're affecting your own body. And the last thing you want is to have a negative experience like I did yesterday. So that's it, guys. That is my review, and I hope you took what I said into heart, and I do hope you guys honor and respect this product because it definitely is no slouch. Now, with that being said, tomorrow on Sunday, I am going to be debuting the High-Stim Experience, which is a podcast that's been about 2 to 3 months in the making with my good friend Alexander Hammerstone, pro wrestler, high-stim enthusiast, and all-around badass. So I hope you guys tune in. I'm going to create the event today so you guys can already be in the waiting lobby. We're going to be discussing high-stim pre-workouts, the entire high-stim lifestyle that we both encompass. We're going to talk about movies, about wrestling, and whatever else is going on that we are interested in. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a couple of very, very interesting topics for tomorrow's episode. So I do hope you decide to check it out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell notification to get all of high-stim Ace's latest updates. Like the video for high-stim Ace taking all these crazy-ass risks so you guys don't have to. Show your support, share the video, comment below, let me know what you think. Are you going to be picking this one up? Are you worried? Did I scare you? Let me know, guys. I want to hear from each and every one of you guys in the comments down below. With that being said, I will see you all next time for the next high-stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody, and happy high-stim Saturday. High-stim Ace, signing off.